What is up, Alien Army? I am Oculus, the alien next door, purveyor of esoteric lore, and today we are coming back at you with another pick a card reading. And today's topic, we are going to be discussing the nodal shift that happened, I think, 2 months ago, around May 5th or 6th of 2020, and the nodes has shifted. The north node has shifted into Gemini, and the south node has shifted into Sagittarius. Okay, so I do have a video on the north node somewhere in my channel. I'll probably link it below if you're curious to figure out more about the north node. But basically, for the purpose of this video, we are going to figure out what this north and south node shift has to do with you, any predictions, anything that you should work on, okay? And as I mentioned, this shift already happened about 2 months ago, okay? Well, at the time of filming it anyway. And it is going to be until January 18th, I believe, of 2022, okay? So the rest of 2020, all of 2021, and into like the first 3 weeks of 2022, okay? So anything that I say here, kind of use your own judgment, your own intuition, like when the predictions will come true, or whatever, what you need to work on, or what the universe is conspiring to have happen for you by January of 2022, okay? So we have our 3 decks here. We have group 1, group 2, group 3. All right, so if you need a moment to focus on which pile is calling to you, then please take a moment to do so. Timestamps will be listed below, and I will see you in your reading. What is up, group number 1? Those of you that chose group number 1, here is your reading for our nodal shift into Gemini and Sagittarius. Now, before I start shuffling, well, attempt to shuffle, I am going to say that this shift, just very, very brief synopsis, okay? South node in Sagittarius, this is something that is already kind of ingrained in us, our philosophies, our spiritual beliefs, what we rely on with blind faith, okay? So it's going to be different for everyone, but that's just the general like breakdown of what the Sagittarius south node is. It's what's familiar to us, okay? And the Gemini north node is going to be a little bit alien to us, okay? So the Gemini, the sign of Gemini, this has to do with asking questions and kind of questioning your beliefs and kind of communicating the beliefs that you hold so dear to you, like to your peers, how you express these beliefs that are ingrained and kind of embedded within you, the beliefs that are familiar to you. This is sharing your ideas, sharing your ideals, and also questioning your own belief system, like wondering, does this make sense intellectually and logically, and not just in like a spiritual grandiose matter of, you know, trusting the universe, quote unquote, okay? So this is going to be a time for you to really like question the beliefs that rang true for you in the past, and sort of look at it through like a logical lens, basically, okay? So I just wanted to break that down, because this is really what we're going to be focusing on. Now, other things might come up in this reading, you know, but that's just kind of the breakdown. So it might be like, let's say what's going on with the Sagittarius side over here, and then we'll put on the Gemini side over here with kind of, I'll shuffle in front of you. I'm embarrassed of the way I shuffle. No, actually, I'm not. I don't care. So anyway, that's what we're doing, all right? So let's just see your beliefs that you carry with you, your philosophies, your ideals, the Sagittarius side of you. Whoop. And then we'll take a look at the Gemini that you need to focus on, like the things that you need to bring more into fruition, okay? Because what happens with the nodal shift basically is that it's kind of releasing, in this case, the Sagittarius energy, and then incorporating more of the Gemini energy. So, you know, we're going to release some of our old belief systems, you know, maybe in particular areas, okay? And then we're going to sort of like question them. We're going to be like, well, they're old belief systems and philosophies, but do they still ring true today, okay? We're looking at it through like the lens of Gemini and not the lens of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is expansive. It encompasses all, okay? Gemini is more... it's more like scrutinizing, okay? It's like taking a magnifying glass and focusing in on a particular thing of the whole expansion of Sagittarius, and then it's going to kind of like narrow it down and question it, like, hey, you, I see you sitting over there. You better get up out of your chair. Okay, let me stop. And then it's going to be kind of questioning, like focusing on one thing, okay? So, yeah, I feel like I had to explain that before I started the reading because I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with astrology, but in case you're not. So let's see what's going on with the Sagittarius energy first, energy that you need to release. And then we'll look at the energy that you need to incorporate. And then we have some oracles. I also might pull a few more tarots, but you know, let's see. Okay, so 8 of Wands. Page of Wands. Wands energy for Sagittarius. Hoorah. Justice. Interesting. Okay. So I feel like for some of you, you might have had a devil-may-care attitude of moving fast, of like speeding along, of not really... And this is like such Sagittarius energy, sort of like this daredevil quality, okay, sort of like this, not overconfidence in like a arrogant manner, but like overconfidence in just not really realizing the consequences of your actions that have had on other people. Like for this particular group, I see you guys have moved very fast. You kind of don't, it's an attitude of where you, and this is a great attitude, so I'm not saying to leave this entirely behind, okay, but you have the attitude of just trusting the universe completely. Like you move fast, you like speed, you're kind of hit it, quit it, forget you ever did it, okay? And it might not just be in a relationship area, it might just be like you moving around from place to place, you quitting a job before they have a chance to fire you, like you just up and leaving, like, or you just getting bored and for the sake of like having a new adventure, you just up and leave. Like you're just like, okay, I'm out, gotta go. But the thing is that this is having an effect, or it has had in the past an effect on other people. So part of your philosophies, I feel like, and I have a lot of Sagittarius energy like in my chart, okay, not my node, but like I just, so I'm like laughing because I'm like, wait, is this me? But anyway, so yeah, so it's like the love of freedom, like moving on to the next adventure, okay, and it's just sort of like you not realizing, you not caring, or there's no focus on the other person, okay? So you know, it's great to be in sort of like a constant state of journeying and evolution, but I feel like for you guys especially, like just your blasé attitude has been affecting other people to a point where you might not realize, okay? So let's figure out, I just want to see if we, okay, Ace of Swords. I just kind of want to see if like your focus is going to be more like career, general, or like a love relationship. 3 of Pentacles. And then that one was standing up, so we're just going to do this. Was this 10 of Wands? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like you might have been like a bit of a heartbreaker. I feel like you know what you want. You want constant speed. You want constant motion. I feel like you just move fast in whatever it is you do. I already said that, but it's like you already know that you want that. I feel like you have not met any career or any job or any other person or any experience that has really been able to keep up with you and keep you on your toes, okay? And this is really, really strong Sagittarian energy, so I don't know if you have a strong Sagittarius energy going on within you, or maybe you actually have your lunar nodes in Sagittarius and Gemini in your chart. But I feel like you kind of, you like to leave things waiting in the wings, okay? But, or people waiting in the wings, and you don't really like to, you're off on your next adventure before there's a chance to build something solid, okay? Like, but again, we have this justice with the 10 of Wands. So I feel like a part of you is like, you feel subconsciously that you are missing something, that some of your ideals that are so natural to you of like, just hit it, quit it, forget you ever did it, and just like be out. I feel part of that is weighing on you, because I feel a part of you does want to settle down in some way, okay? Again, like, I'm not getting a strong pull towards anything. So it could be a relationship, a job, it could be, you know, just choosing a career path, okay, that you want to do, or finding your life purpose. I just feel like you don't give things a chance to grow into fruition. What you do is you're just like, okay, yeah, nothing's moving here, so let me move, right? But I feel like a part of you does want some sort of like balance and equilibrium, instead of just like whoosh, like fast movement all the time. I feel like there's like a little part in your subconscious that you want a little bit of stability, okay? Whether it's like, I know why this just came to mind, but if you're like part of like a travel couple or something, I feel like if you've been traveling on your own and you want like someone stable who can keep up with you, who they're still gonna move with you, I feel like energy like that. Or if it's like a job that requires you to travel a lot for business, but it's a steady job, I feel that sort of energy, like you are longing for a little bit of stability, okay? So let's see what you need to scrutinize here. 10 of Swords, interesting. 10 of Wands and 10 of Swords. 8 of, this is 8 of Cups. I can never know what this one is with this deck. It always confuses me, but this is the 8 of Cups. And then oh my goodness. Well, that one has a special message. Pardon me while I don't pick that up. This one is going to be very important because it fell to the floor, so. Oh, ho, ho. 3 of Cups, okay. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles. So, yeah. Oh my God, look at it. We have an 8 and an 8. So we have like 2 3s, 2 10s, and 2 8s. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So I feel like this group definitely, you're pretty in like a harmonious state, just because we have like kind of like the same numbers here and the same numbers here, what you should be working on and what you should sort of release, okay? But wow, so 10 of Swords, 8 of Cups, and 3 of Cups. I feel like this, again, it might be examining your emotions, okay? I feel like a lot of you might be in your head a lot about your lifestyle, but like, and I know that Gemini is like a cerebral sign, right? It's like mental, and it's logic, and it's mind, it's not really feeling. But I feel like with this group, what you need to do is logically look at your feelings, okay? Especially about all of this, like, you know, you just wanting to be off on the next adventure, not really putting down roots anywhere. I feel like you need to look at how that's affecting people in your life, those around you, maybe people from your past. Again, I think I said this, I'm going to say it again. I feel like you guys might be a little bit of a heartbreaker, okay? Or at least you were in the past. But what's coming through in the next, what is it, a year and a half, January 2022? What's going to happen is like you're going to start focusing, really, you're going to be able to mentally dissect how you're feeling about all these things. Like, I feel like there's some sort of emotional reason why why you're so on the go, why you don't really want to settle down or stick to one thing. It might just be the simple fact that like you feel trapped when someone wants to like enclose you somewhere. If they want you to have like a desk job, or if they want you to you know, get married to them. I feel like it's more the idea of settling down, or the feeling of being trapped, that's bothering you, rather than the actual commitment to whatever it is in itself. Okay, so let's just get, I mean, I got 3 for here, I'll get 3 for here, and then I'll 2 wanted to come out. So yep, Queen of Swords again, analyzing emotions. Another 3. Look at that, we got 3 3s in the reading now, and this is the 3 of, what is this? 3 of Wands. And so yeah, there's so, all right, 2 wanted to come out. We'll say this is a bonus last one. And then what is this? The 5 of Swords. Okay, so yeah, this is a lot of like mental energy, of course, with the Gemini and the North Node. Okay, I feel like what's going on here is that maybe you've been deceiving yourself. Okay, you want this constant evolution, and you want this constant like expectancy of something magical to happen. But okay, I feel like because I mean, if we look at this is someone that like the wands are kind of like on the tongue, like an acid trip or something. Okay, so I feel like you constantly want to travel, to trip, to have that next journey, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel you're either resentful that like you haven't been able to find that perfect person to travel with, or you might be feeling resentful at your job or something like that, and it's causing you to kind of like behave nefariously, okay, in whatever situation that is. And I mean like mentally nefariously. It's not really something that you're, again, like this is like subconscious energy I'm picking up. Like you're just nefarious. Like if someone asks, well, why don't you want to settle down? You're like, well, why should I settle down? Like you give some sort of like smart aleck response. You don't really go deeper into what it is, I feel, because you might not necessarily know why it is yourself. But during this nodal shift, what's going to happen is that Gemini magnifying glass is going to help you hone in on what's going on with this whole love of freedom, and like what it really subconsciously means for you, and how you can always feel emotionally free and mentally free no matter where you are, no matter who you're with. Okay, so let's look at our bonus card. Page of Pentacles, look at that, boom. Okay, so this is the starting of something more stable. Okay, so something more stable, something I feel like you've been subconsciously longing for, is going to definitely come into fruition during this nodal shift. You're going to start like transiting slowly, I feel, because if you're, and like Abraham Hicks, I think it is like famous for saying this, if you're going like 80 miles an hour on like the train tracks, and then you just like abruptly stop, it's gonna be like chaos, right? Like boom, like screeching tires or wheels, whatever it is, and then like shit flying all over the place, right? So I feel like for you guys, like this mental scrutiny of like your love of freedom, and like maybe subconsciously your fears of being tied down, you're gonna be able to look at that through a magnifying lens, and you're gonna be able to see like, you know, maybe I really feel like you have like someone from your past who you kind of ran away from, you hurt them. I feel like, I don't know, it's just going to be an opportunity or something that like it could have been like something more stable. Okay, like maybe you turned down a job, but then someone else that you know got the job, and then now they're like making more than you, but you have more freedom, but you're kind of envious because you're like, what if I had taken that job? Like, I don't know, I just feel like something from the past is gonna like come back around, but it's also gonna give you like another chance to kind of set down roots in a place where you didn't want to drop any seeds before. Okay, so I don't know what that means, but that was channeling, so we're just gonna roll with it. Let's see about the oracles. Let's just get 3, because you guys got the 3-3, so I feel like angelic blessings are around you, and like a lot of like working with other people, and I feel like partnership with the 3, because it's you plus the other person equals a relationship. You know, you plus a job equals steady income or whatever. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon, again, like cardinal, sign of movement here. Modality of movement, I should say. And take time to breathe out. Disseminating moon, okay? So, yeah, this Virgo energy, okay, with this Virgo moon, again, like that's analyzing emotions, okay? Virgo is Mercury, Gemini is Mercury, so you're gonna be analyzing your emotions. Make the first move. If you, I don't know, I just feel like there's gonna be someone that you're gonna want to reach out to, or you're gonna run into them from the past, and I feel like, I don't know, this is someone that you might have like hurt and you didn't realize the effect that you had on them, like someone that it was like a relationship sort of sense. And I feel like you ran away from that type of commitment, but then you're gonna have a second chance for that, okay? And then take the time to breathe. This is just sort of like, you've been rushing and like kind of all over the place, like wanting to move on to the next like high, the next adrenaline rush. But this is showing you like, listen, like take the time, like even if it's just a few minutes a day, just to like figure out like, why do I always want to get from point A to point B the fastest, right? Like, you know, quote unquote, take the time to smell the roses and things like that, okay? And I feel like a lot of inner work, and like I feel like meditation is going to become reciting mantras or whatever is going to be something, even if it's like a self-made mantra, I feel like that's going to become really important to you over the course of this, you know, the nodes in Sagittarius Gemini axis, okay? So that's what I got for you guys, group number one. I am Oculus, the alien next door, and we will chit chat again soon. What is up, group number two? This is going to be your nodal shift reading, and I do just want to say, like, just I'm going to say for all the groups, like a brief synopsis. This reading is going to be about the nodes, like the Sagittarius, South Node are going to be things that are familiar to you, and Sagittarius is a sign of like philosophies and your perceptions about like your entire universe, and it's about what you believe to be like an absolute kind of truth, something that is like that you've adopted as part of your philosophy, okay? And it's going to be centered about more about like your world at large, okay, your universe at large. This is going to be sort of like how you tend to look at things from a bigger picture perspective, okay? And so this is going to be you releasing some of your ideologies, yeah, okay, ideologies, okay, you know what, let me stop. You know what I'm saying, right? So it's going to be you kind of, you know, scrutinizing them under the Gemini microscope, because Gemini, now this is a sign of like close communication with peers, and learning and cerebral knowledge and logical knowledge, okay, and like critical thinking, where Sagittarius is sort of like blindly feeling in the dark with faith. Gemini is going to be sort of like taking a close look to see if that faith, you know, and your philosophies and just how you've been operating on a grand scale, it's going to take that and sort of scrutinize it under the magnifying glass of logic, and it's going to be like, okay, like how does this serve us? It's going to start questioning your like previous belief systems and philosophies and ideology. Yeah, you know what I mean, ideologies. Okay, so I'm going to, oh boy, well, this one I feel like is a special message. The High Priestess, okay, when she comes through to your reading, all right, I can start shuffling, but we're just going to leave that there because I feel called to do so. And, oh, okay, we like to shuffle 8 times, so let's just do it. And if you know about my channel, you know I don't be shuffling, but every day I'm shuffling. All right, we'll leave that out. Okay, first card up, Judgment. These are for your Sagittarius energies. We'll start with that. And the 2 wanted to make an appearance. 5 of Comets, that's 5 of Cups. And 3 of Rockets. Okay, 3 of Wands. All right. Wow. Okay. So that's your Sagittarius energy. Let's see. That's like what's going to be released or require scrutiny. Gemini energy. This is 2 of lasers, 2 of swords. And you want it to come out here again. 6 of rockets, 6 of wands. And then, Lieutenant of lasers. Okay, Knight of swords. Okay. So your Sagittarius energy. All right, so for you, I feel you're gonna have more of like a relationship type of revelation, you know, but again, with this High Priestess energy here, okay, like there's still a lot, like not only with this nodal shift going on, but there's still a lot about the situation that is still like shrouded in mystery, okay? So yeah, I definitely feel like this has to do with like a past life situation, okay? And Sagittarius energy can also have to do with past lives, okay? I really feel like you and this person, okay, this is like, it might not necessarily be a karmic situation, but there's definitely past life energy here that I feel like you've tried so hard. Like it might be an on again, off again person. It might be like a notorious ex that you just kind of keep coming into contact with, that keeps being on your mind. I feel like this is more of like a kind of a situation with heartbreak, okay? Feeling like, where did it all go wrong? Like we could have built something together, okay? I'm definitely feeling that this has to do with a person though. Okay. I don't see really anything that has to do with like a career or health or finance or anything like that. I'm just seeing that this has to do in the realm of relationships. So your relationships, by the time that, you know, January of 2022 comes around, there's going to be a total like upheaval. It's going to be like kind of like a 180. I feel a resurrection of a particular relationship, okay? I feel that I feel like a lot of your philosophies were centered around like heartbreak, around a specific person, or around like relationships with other people in general. I mean, so again, it might not necessarily be like a love relationship, although that's kind of the vibe I'm getting, but I really feel like you have to make a choice during this nodal shift time, or that what's going to be coming under the microscope for you is that you're going to start analyzing your ideology. I'm going to keep saying that word just because I can't say it, but it's okay. We make up words here. It's fine. So, ideologies. I feel like you're going to have to make a choice between holding on to that old belief of pain centered around relations with other people, okay, and kind of moving forward into knowing that you can rise up out of the ashes and become victorious out of this situation, which that's exactly what I feel is going to happen. But you had to make the choice to actually examine it, okay? You had to make the choice to examine like what caused you to feel this way. Why are you still holding on to this person? Like what is hidden in your shadow self. So I feel for this group there's going to be a lot of like shadow work. I feel there's going to be a lot of like subliminal suggestions going on. I feel like you're going to be receiving a lot of like signs from source and from like your guides, your angels, your higher self. Okay, but I really feel like it's something that you could definitely miss if you're not looking for it or prepared to see it. So I'm letting you know that like there's divine intervention coming into this situation, okay? Because you've had a lot of like, you know, and if this is a particular, if it's a romantic relationship, you definitely had a past life with them, okay? But I just feel in general, like you've had a lot of kind of a heartache, heartbreak, broken hearted, like all things that have to center around that. And I feel like it's just, it's stemming from a past life, okay, that you chose, that you wanted to release that in this lifetime, and now is the perfect time to do that. I feel like when you came into this realm in the human vessel that you wear now, what happens is that you chose the path of like healing emotions, okay? Whether it's you're an energetic healer and you're healing the emotions of others, okay? Or it's just healing your own emotions. I really feel like there's some sort of past life thing that wants you to examine your emotions, okay? Because I feel like you've been burdened with emotions that are like detrimental to your well-being for such a long time. And if this is a particular person, you did have a past life with them. So I feel maybe in the past life that you had with them, like both of you kind of had the same like emotional turmoil, okay, between you, whether they did something to you, you did something to them, okay? But this is, if it's about a particular person in a romantic sense, I will say this, you definitely had a past life with them, okay? And you want to like try to move through that pain and move into like a brand new life with them here in this lifetime now. But there's still a lot of emotional baggage that you have unknowingly adopted and incorporated into your ideologies and philosophies, okay? So I feel like the way that you view the world as a whole, you're kind of like, oh yeah, you know, like fuck love, fuck emotions, or like it's just there's some sort of pain centered around emotions, okay? You need to make the choice to scrutinize that, and you need to make the choice to look at it and say, but what is the other side of this coin, okay? What is the other side of pain? Is pleasure, right? So I feel like what you have to do with this North Node in Gemini is really look logically at all the painful situations that you've experienced with your emotions regarding other people, and just look at it. You don't need to judge it. You don't need to write anything down. I mean, you can if you want to, but just look at it, examine it, and then see it for what it is. Because this High Priestess came out for a reason. This is saying that you guys really are in the perfect time to be doing that shadow work, and to know that you can be successful in overcoming like these emotional struggles that you've been dealing with, okay? So let me just get like another, I'm not really doing any type of method here. Oh, the moon, look at this. And we're talking about the lunar nodes, and we got the moon, how fitting. Let's see. Queen of Lasers, Queen of Swords. Okay, so yeah, let's look at that. This is releasing moon emotions, and this is embracing Queen of Lasers, logic. That's so perfect. Thank you, universe. I love it when the cards do that because it's affirming what I'm saying. So we have the moon and we have the High Priestess here, okay? So I feel like the part of you, like your subconscious, your inner divine feminine, everyone has divine feminine and divine masculine energy within them, regardless of what gender that they identify as. But there's something in there with your divine feminine energy and your emotional body that you need to look at through the eyes of logic, and not really kind of like analyze what caused you to feel pain and all the times that caused pain, because you need to release these emotions so you can embrace this happiness and this joy and this knowing that you can have success in the area of emotions, okay? So a lot of shadow work for you guys during this nodal shift, but it's all gonna be settled definitely by January 2022, okay? Maybe sooner, but know that it will be rectified. That's what's coming for you. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. What did I just say? Romance, relationships. This is what we're doing, okay? A new romantic cycle begins. No more pain over relationships. Now there's happiness. Now there's honesty. Now there's trust. Now there's love. Now there's communication, okay? Good stuff. And then look. Don't let your past hold you back, South Node. Thank you, universe. How fitting is that? And I don't read oracles in reverse, so we're going to put it upright like he belongs, okay? Boom, boom, boom. What did I say? Leave the past, these stagnant emotions. They're leaving. Say bye-bye, okay? New romantic cycle. One more. Let's go. Group number 2. Not reading that reverse either. What do you need to release? Waning moons. This is what you're going to be analyzing with that Gemini energy. What do you need to release? You need to release these negative emotions, these painful reminders of things that you've carried with you. You need to look at them. You need to look at them logically and say, why did I feel this way at that point? Okay, that's what you need to do. Don't let your past hold you back. A new romantic cycle begins, and it's beginning right now, okay? So this is like if I had like a buzzer or whatever, a bell, like time start, like ding, and we're off and we're running and we're making changes that are going to come fully into fruition when this shadow work is cleared from your either karmic situation or your past life situation, whichever it is for you. January 2022, new love coming through for you. And that's what I got for you guys, group number 2. I am Oculus, the alien next door, and we will chit chat again soon. What is up, group number 3? Those of you that chose group number 3, this is your reading regarding the nodal shifts in Gemini, North Node, Sagittarius, South Node. Now for all the groups, I'm just going to put like a little synopsis of what this reading is going to focus on, okay? So basically the Sagittarius South Node, this is something that needs to be released in the way of how we view our ideology. I cannot say that. I've been trying to say this word, I can't, but we make up our own words here, so it's all good. Ideologies, okay? And something about your ideologies and your philosophies and the way that you just kind of view your world as a whole, okay? The things that you just kind of like don't think twice about, you just kind of, you're on autopilot with blind faith with this is how it is in regards to like your universal and worldly environment. And what the North Node in Gemini is going to do, this is something that is unfamiliar and alien to you. So it's going to take a magnifying glass and sort of scrutinize under a microscope with the energy of Gemini, your Sagittarius philosophies, and it's going to look at it from a logical point of view, from a cerebral point of view, and not just like a trust and blind faith, like this is the way it's always been, so this is the way it's going to be. Gemini is going to come in with that mercurial energy, and it is going to look at it like and sort of communicate to you via logic, okay? Not just like through spirituality or emotions. Like Gemini is going to ask questions of your Sagittarius philosophies, and then you're going to decide together if this philosophy serves you now, or did it serve you at a specific time, but now it's just outdated, okay? So this is what the nodal shift basically is going to be about. The energy of Gemini looking at the energy of Sagittarius and kind of like picking and choosing like what needs to be released, what can we keep around, you know, what needs a little bit of like a dusting up, you know what I mean? So that's what we're going to be focusing on. And this is a general reading, so we're not going to be really focusing on like a specific area. We're just going to kind of see what the cards say. It might be a particular area for some of you, but you know, let's just see. Here we go. Am I shuffle it? Ooh. I should make like a bloopers video of just me trying to shuffle and play like weird music to it. Okay. All right, I think that's good enough. All right, so Sagittarius energy, what needs to be released. Gemini energy, what we're focusing on, what we're magnifying, what we're scrutinizing intellectually, what we're incorporating into ourselves. Okay, so let's see here. 9 of Wires. Okay, 9 of Wands. Interesting. And I believe that's like also a kind of Sagittarius card, isn't it? 7 of Wires, more fire energy. And what? The Apprentice of Wires. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. So that's the Page of Wands, the 7 of Wands, and the 9 of Wands. Very fitting for Sagittarius energy, all fire energy, all right? So let's see our Gemini energy. The Moon. We're getting this, like the same, ooh, okay. Agent, wait, with this deck, what am I doing? This is the Apprentice. Okay, so the Agent is the Knight, and the Apprentice is the Page. Another fire sign, Knight of Wands, oh boy. And then the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Vials. Okay, so we have emotions here, we have passion over here. Okay, so first off, when I see the energy that you've kind of been carrying around with you with your like philosophies and just kind of your broad view of how the world works and things like that, what I've been seeing here is we have the 9, then the 7, and then we have, I'm going to get confused, so I'm just going to look at it, the page, okay? So it's sort of like, I already feel like you've kind of been, I feel like you haven't successfully gained the skills that you need to maneuver around in your physical domain. Okay, I feel like it's sort of like, no, I'm not getting a strong pull towards a relationship or towards a job or towards health or whatever, okay? But just in general, like your world philosophy, I feel like you haven't successfully been able to maneuver like your physical domain to better serve you. And what I mean by that is I feel like you feel like, or at least some part of you in your ideology or philosophy, I feel like you're sort of like in this mind state or mind frame that like you have to put in hard work constantly, and it's sort of like you're battling the wrong thing. I feel like you can hold your ground, you can hold your own, and you can be very aggressive and confident like in the area of your expertise, but I feel like it's you're fighting the wrong quote-unquote enemy, so to speak, because you don't really fully or haven't incorporated how to navigate your physical domain and what fights are worth having, what it's worth standing your ground for, and what needs to kind of just be let go or smoothed over. Okay, I'm gonna pull some more cards because I want to see like what area it is, because it's kind of general. I mean, this is a general reading, but general. So then we have coming through, okay, I feel like you've been fighting battles, okay, with just like kind of like you challenge yourself a lot. I also feel like you like to challenge other people who try to, or not try to, but other people that don't see eye to eye with you on certain things. You're like, what? Like you get kind of defensive, okay? Like you're sort of like popping your collar, like who are you talking to? And it's like, it's not that serious. Like if someone doesn't agree with you, then agree to disagree. I feel like it's like exerting energy in the wrong direction. And that's why like in whatever area that this pertains to you, you've just, it feels like you've been going uphill. You know, you might feel like you're standing your ground, but you're standing your ground on your own, okay? I feel like you have evolved a lot, though, in the recent past from the way you used to be. So that is something to be commended, but I feel like it's more like what you need to do is just kind of like take a step back, like take a like chill pill, or like kind of mellow out, because I feel like what this Gemini energy is telling you to scrutinize is like, it's telling you to scrutinize, why do you want to like why do you want to be so aggressive and argumentative about things that like, I don't feel like these are even issues that you really care about emotionally, okay? I feel like it's just, you're arguing just for the sake of arguing, or like debating someone just because it tickles you to do so, but it's like you can expend all of this energy in other directions. That's why I feel like you might feel like you're kind of behind your peers with wherever you feel or you're supposed to be. So I feel like that part of the this fucking word, part of your ideologies that you have right now incorporated into you is that you're behind others in a way, and you're still figuring out things in whatever area that other people seem to have it figured out. I feel like you just haven't like you're not where your peers are at, and I feel that's what's causing you to like hold firm and kind of like bulldoze through, and kind of like because you're defensive, okay? Because you haven't fully learned to navigate that area. But you haven't fully learned to navigate that area because I feel like you kind of overlook it. You don't realize how important it is to you, okay? Because you haven't really felt anything in that area. And what this Gemini energy is calling for you to do is like take a look at how you're feeling in the situations when you are behaving aggressively and defensively, or like you're kind of taking your defensive stance, your defensive posture, right? This is saying like, wait, look at it from a different perspective. Like, how do you feel when you're doing that? Like, is this something really important to you? Or are you just being defensive for the sake of being defensive because you feel that there's a lack on your part, that you aren't measuring up to peers that are, you know, what you would consider to be the same caliber as where you are? You're like, wait, but they're no different than me. Why are they 10 steps ahead in this area, but I'm not? That's the energy that I'm getting. Let's just get a few more cards for clarity here, because why not? Okay, so I know I messed the cards up, but it's okay. So let's see, under Sagittarius energy. This Two of Wires reversed, Two of Wands reversed, Five of Swords. Okay, we are getting like the same cards in like these readings, all the groups. Interesting. And then what do we have? Oh, upside down, the World reversed. Yeah, I mean, that's just really saying, okay, like you feel like you're not, no one's giving you a chance. Again, I'm not really getting a strong pull if it's like a romantic relationship or a career or finance or anything like that. So you can take what area, the area that you feel that you aren't where you're quote unquote supposed to be compared to your quote unquote peers right now. That's the area that applies to you, because I feel like these cards here want to keep it general, because there might be a lot of different individual situations going on with the viewers of this. Okay, so you just feel like you haven't really been given a chance. I feel like you feel very judged. I also feel like, again, like this sense of lack, like you're just defensive because you haven't learned how to maneuver that particular area, okay? That's because you haven't really felt the emotions of that area. And in order to manifest progress in the physical domain, what we have to do first, and this goes for anything, we have to first emotionalize what we want to manifest, right? Because manifestation occurs within the subconscious mind, which is the emotions. So I feel like your emotions of this, like you think you're emotional about it, or you're feeling the emotion of having your desire, but it's not a pure and true emotion. It's passion. It's like virility. It's like heated emotion. But it's not the pure emotion, the feeling of like that sanctuary, that calm of you actually being at the place where you want to be. That's why you feel like your world is upside down and you have to be defensive and you have to be on guard, because you feel like opportunities are just not presenting themselves for you to advance in this field, whatever you're thinking of. But you're like, why are other people getting these opportunities, but I'm not? Like, I deserve it, you know? And that's what's really like, you haven't fully been able to grasp the concept of how to physically navigate this area in your physical realm experience, you know, to benefit you, because you don't feel the emotions of it, or you're overlooking like the emotions. I feel like you're, again, like I said in the beginning, you're exerting all this physical effort, but there's no emotion behind it. So that's why it seems like you're standing still, because you think in this one area, the more physical effort you exert, the quicker you're going to move, and it's actually having the opposite effect. And you're, you know, you feel very defensive. You feel very angry that like, why isn't it happening? Okay, but it's not happening because you're not putting emotions into it. You're just putting like brute force when it needs to kind of be caressed, right? So let's see what else this Gemini node wants to say. The Magician. What did I say? We're talking about manifestation. Magician comes up. Thank you, universe. The 8 of Wires. Look, and it looks like someone who's manifesting like something also, like telekinesis or something, right? Boom, more Wands energy too. Oh boy, look at this. The Star. What? Okay, group number 3. All right, I'm gonna stop the reading right now. No, I'm joking. But okay, look at this. Look at these amazing cards that came out. Okay, so by the time this nodal shift is through with you, oh, you're going to be a brand new person. You're going to step into your magical creative abilities. You're going to be manifesting shit like wildfire. Like you're not even going to have time to keep up with one manifestation before the next one arrives to you, because during this nodal shift, you are going to finally scrutinize this area. What are you working so hard on? Okay, you're putting all this physical effort. What about putting emotional effort into, I'm just going to use an example. Let's say you want to have your dream career and you keep sending out resumes and you keep going on, what are they called? Job auditions? Interviews? Okay. Oh my God. Well, it could be an audition depending what field you're in, but okay, so I feel like you're doing all of that, but what you're neglecting, the key piece that you're missing is, how would it feel? Let's say you want to be an actor or an actress, right? And you're going on all these auditions and you just keep like sending out your portfolio or whatever, and it's like you keep going, but you're like, wait a second, why did this other person get that role and I didn't, right? But it's like you're putting too much emphasis on the physical labor of it, of going on the auditions, and you like keep switching your portfolio around, right? When all you need to do is step into your role as magician, okay, and conjure things to you and allow things to be attracted to you, okay? It's not called the law of attraction because we're chasing it. It's called the law of attraction because it's gravitating towards us. So somewhere in your psyche there, your philosophy, your ideology is that like you have to do the most in the physical realm to get what you want, to make your dreams come true. But your dreams are going to come true when you realize that you have to have all of the elements available to you, right, to make things move fast, okay? All of the elements. Yes, you do put in some physical effort. Yes, you think about what you want, okay? Yes, you have passion. Yes, you go physically out on an audition when you're called, right? But you also need the emotions. You need all four elements present. So feel the feeling of how it is. Like, let's say you got the leading role in, you know, a movie or something that could kick off your career, right? Feel it. How would it feel? How would it feel? Don't just go on the audition blindly and like get defensive if they don't call you back. Go in there and feel it. Like, you know, before you even go on the audition, any audition, okay? It doesn't have to be for, and I'm just using this as one example, but you get my idea, right? So before you go on the audition, just picture yourself. It doesn't have to be for that particular role, but just picture, I am the star in my leading role. I mean this metaphorically and literally too, because we all are the stars and we are the lead actor or actress in our own play here in our physical vessels, right? But I don't want to digress too much, but this is like, all you need to do is just feel the feeling. If I was the star in this movie, then what would happen? Like my life would transform completely for the better because now I have it. So like picture yourself being the star. Picture like a chair with your name on it. Picture yourself going into the trailer, getting made up, getting like your wardrobe, your measurements taken or whatever it is, right? Okay, and apply this obviously in any area, this area here that you feel that you have had to struggle in, because this Gemini energy is coming in. It's going to say logically, yes, you're doing all this physical work, but what we need to examine is, why isn't it happening then? Well, how about feeling the feeling? Okay, that's why we have the moon. That's why we have the Ace of Cups here. Then we have the star coming in, okay, with this Eight of Wands, like the Magician, the Knight of Wands, okay? All of this, like, you are going to be moving fast once you decide to look at, like, the area of your life that you feel isn't moving fast, and you're going to be like, how would it feel if I already had what I wanted, okay? And then you're just going to focus on that, okay? And I guarantee you, by January 2022, that's when the shifts are going to switch again. You're going to have what you want in this area, but you have to become the magician first, okay? So let me just get some oracles. I don't read oracles reverse. Meditate and contemplate new moon in Pisces. Again, new moon in Pisces, Pisces energy with the moon. Really feel the feeling of it, okay? Meditate and contemplate how would it be if you already had what you're working so hard, quote unquote, for in the physical domain. Hold your vision, fixed moon. Boom! Look, what is this? Meditate, contemplate what you want. Hold your vision, hold it with unwavering faith and knowing and trusting that it is already happened. It's already happened. It's already here. And then, not reading this reverse either, bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius, okay? Boom. So look at all of this. Look at all this, okay? Bring love into the situation. What did I talk about? Bring emotions into the situation. What is the highest vibratory emotion of all? Love, 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 okay? Do you love being the star of your own movie? Do you love how I don't know, let's say you want to be a director. Do you love how the director's chair has your name on it? Do you love being center stage? Do you love the career you're in? Do you love the relationship you're in? Do you love how fit and healthy your body is? Do you love how people adore you, okay? Like all of this, all of this, all of this. This is boom, verbatim. That's what you have to do. Bring love into it. Bring the emotions. You're doing all the physical work. You forgot about the love. You forgot about the emotions, okay? So, that's what I got for you guys. And I just noticed these are moons on the back of the card. These are moons on the back of the cards. Interesting. So, some of you, I don't know. Maybe you have moon in Sagittarius or Gemini or something. Or maybe because we're talking about the nodal shift in Sagittarius or Gemini, it's the lunar nodes with the moon. Maybe do it like setting an intention or doing some sort of, if you're into rituals or spell work, or just like making positive affirmations or setting an intention candle while the moon is in Sagittarius or Gemini. Okay, so and we want waning moons when we're trying to release something. We want waxing moons when we're trying to bring something to us, okay? So just a tip out there. But that's what I got for you guys, group number 3. I am Oculus, the alien next door, and we will chit-chat again soon.